Hello and welcome, as it is the soon to be the 28th day of October 2017. Welcome. My name is Derek, and let's talk about some crypto trading. Hashtag crypto trading. Everything you do, your own risk, your own reward. And let's start this off within BCC, maybe BCH within some exchanges. In fact, Hit BTC will be changing it to such. This is the Bittrex one. I have a sell order right below this previous high. If it can go above that, I'll be looking to sell again within this previous congestion area I bought last at around 53,000 handle. So it's up a little bit, so that's good for me within this code. I like how it's now progressing through, but this is now giving us test stage number 2. Stage number 1. The market, the 18 average needs to flatten out. And this is for the first time ever on this code. I can say that for it. It's lost its V. And it's got to go through stage number 2 and establish a level of resistance. I would expect up towards here. This is exactly where I'm selling towards. Step number 3, after that, come back to the band. Step number 4 would be break. What I'm going to be guessing is this previous high. So that's what I'm looking at within Bitcoin Cash. And these are all requests from my previous video. I've already looked at them. I did a not so quick video. But I'm glad I'm going to redo it because I think this is going to be a much better presentation. There we can see the situation. But yeah, what I want to go over clearly on the daily term time frame was the, not the weekly, was how before this rally here occurred during a declining average and it immediately sold off. And this one here has been not as quick, which I do like. So there's definitely a lot of reason to consider that this thing might be ready to roll over. But if it doesn't, we have to look at breaking this key support. You're probably looking at going somewhere around somewhere in the 30s, but it's got a long ways to go for that now. Now, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, I'm really not going to talk much about it at all because it's just staying within this main rectangular sideways action. It's at the middle part of it, basically the ceiling of the lower floor and the floor of the higher floor. Okay, so it's in the middle of this overall range, and I think it's gonna break soon, but market's gonna do what it's gonna do, and significant gains because within the comments section actually. Last video, 8 minutes and 14 seconds into it. Wow, did I hear you say $10,000 Bitcoin? Yeah. By Christmas, tax day, I wouldn't be surprised if it's relatively soon. Because as far as where the whole crypto blockchain technology is concerned, it's that song, you ain't seen nothing yet. And then, oh baby, I'm not going to try to sing, but no, we haven't seen anything yet, I think. There were some other codes, and some of the ones that I thought were worth, GRS is definitely worth noting. So is NXC, by the way, but GRS... I mean, I had to talk about the history of this one. I almost drooled. I mean, someone give me a DeLorean and take me back in time. And I'm not saying it because the price was so cheap and it's now at 3,300, but because of how the market moved. I'll get to that in a second. But this is just insane. This is a 4-hour time frame. Market going from 1450 low, breaking 5,000. This is better than a 3x gain and a little greater than a day and a half. It's just huge. It's already retraced from 52.47 down to 34. I would definitely be a little concerned about a possible pump and dump style maneuver, but as I look at technical analysis, when you have a move like this, what I have noticed to be relatively common, not always, is after the first big pump, what's usually going to happen is consistent volume that's going to be lower than this one will continue. That will probably bring some sort of lower high, make a move above the 18 average, then settle in back down where we'll then later probably, whether it's both bullish or bearish, fail such. Although if it's bullish, it could easily pass it, of course, but definitely an area to be concerned with. Now, as far as why I wish someone would give me a DeLorean and bring me back in time is because I'm going to bring this back in time to when this thing was just so beautiful. When you can see this, I mean, what do you do here when you're just trading this at 140 and you decide to put sell orders in at like 800, maybe 8,000? Oh, 8,000 would hit, and so would have almost 20,000. Now, assuming you sold at 8,000, knowing you could have got double, but hey, you never know what the top's going to be. And then it comes back. Hard to even see this. You're talking about getting these amazing deals. So you're like, well, why don't just keep doing it? Put insane sell orders in. Oh, I'll buy down here. Sure, okay. Okay, well, you bought down here. Maybe not. I mean, it's only a difference of 300 to 390. Oh, well, if you sold at 450, it hit there. And then the market's moving. This is a 4-hour time frame. And if you look at the situation in here, you have a spot where the market goes up from 350 up to 550. Within that period, it comes back to 400, where if you buy back, you could put another 500 sell order. Back again, the crazy moves that can happen becomes wild along the way. I'm just moving over. Not much would have happened for a while, and I know this is off center, but look at it's just massive kinds of moves that if you put your buy and sell orders in like that, I mean, they don't, there's nothing, I don't think there's any codes. Okay, fix it. Now, how do I get the centering? Refresh? That might work. Okay. Might as well show you ZEC as well, because that was an interesting stock today. But with something like this, I'd have a difficult time trusting it. And my general strategy is always to buy when markets make it to the way down. Here's a situation in here where with ZEC on the 4-hour time frame, we can see how it's showing some nice signs of turning over. Something to look at as well. NXC was an interesting code, so let's go through that one. Especially if you look at the differences between Bittrex and Poloniex. Here we have on Bittrex a situation where it comes to this previous high, comes back again. We'll say that's like what I call a double bottom, or a pair of, well, it's back down now to the 18 average of highs. And if I take a look at this on, say, the Poloniex exchange, it'll look a little bit different. Not much, but a little. See, it's already broken those highs. And if you look at this on the daily chart in here, relatively standard, but there's a lot of these white uptick moves showing that oftentimes during the day the rallies often give back. So Not as many closes at the high, so there's one here, one in here. But on the Bittrex exchange, a little more of those moves that occur. Well, back in here, you can see it here and here. Just have your sell orders ready well above the 18 average of highs. Right now, I would be looking to sell towards 62, but have your sell orders ready, I think, is a good idea. 9,000, 12,500, 17, maybe 30,000. Why not put another one at 250 if, of course, you have the funds remaining. Next chart. ADX I did not like. It was a scary, scary chart, I think. Yeah, this one scared the living crap out of me. Oh, the live reaction that I had with this was honestly priceless. And I would not be wanting to buy here, unless I know something different fundamentally. But here's a situation. This thing comes out and it just goes way down from the start. It settles in for several days between 4,000 and change up to about 55, 5,600. And then right in here, the huge rally all of a sudden. 3 days coming back and then bang, bang, bang. 3 consecutive days in a row. And then it just went downhill from there. This 18 average support test was a failure, leg lower. This one was a failure, but the volatility is reducing. And now the level of support at approximately 12, 13,000 Satoshi is extreme, is large, especially after having this type of move in here. And you have this rally, you make a statement that this correctionary phase is finally over. But when you look at this thing from here, yeah, we can come back down to the 18 average of lows, fill this gap, but that's about as far as you want to go. So we see this move lower. On a situation like this, I want to see it correct on the low. I don't like any significant pierce below. And this is a significant pierce below. But you know what? That's still fine as long as you make a higher low in here. But if it's going to make a higher low, you want it to be noticeable, which is where it is. And you want the next day to be an up day. You want it to close somewhere near 23,000 or higher, somewhere near the 18 average of lows on the following day. And you don't get that. Instead, you have continued decline to this little area in here. Okay, well, maybe that's the higher low. Okay, pause day. And no surprise. This was your signal right here that, no, we're not finding support here. And then it continues a little bit of a leg lower. So now it's got this rally. 3 skills to become a Forex trader. The first skill is realizing that there's better places for profit. This low is significantly higher. And quite frankly, I don't like this current period, which is only 3.5 hours into place, already declining like it is, coming close to the 18 average. I would think that it's going to make a move to this lower support level between 13 and change down to 12, and either from that point bounce up to about 14, 15,000 and then fall or just fall. I would not play this unless something could tell me on the contrary differently, until we come down to this little area here. Oh my goodness, 14.5 minutes. It is a long video, and I didn't plan it for the second time in a row. I did like a 24-minute video before. I didn't even do storage A, so I'll do a normal reaction to that one. And there's another one that was a request as well that's below I'm going to do as well. So I'll do this one in one more coin. Step 1 within the downtrend, band flatten out. That occurred on October 24th and October 25th. October 26th was the statement that it was going to establish a level of resistance. It did that on Friday, making it up, establishing such to about, not to about, so far exactly at 11,820 Satoshi. Now further decline has brought it to 93.77. So it's a loss of about 20% or so. Nothing big, nothing small. Oh, it'd be big for the Forex business, which is why I say there's more profit here. I'm looking for a move to come back to this 18 average. I would hope it doesn't happen in this session, though, because when you make a statement like this, and you retrace back to where you wanted to, the 18 average of highs, and you do it immediately, that's a scare sign. But what it's done now, so be it. 4-hour time frame. I almost want to buy a little bit now, then again on the 18 average here. This is probably going to rise a little bit. So I'm going to be guessing further decline, and I'm going to want to buy at about 85. All right, that was a little bit of raw technical analysis there. So I put a buy order in for around 85. And again, the best skill to become a Forex trader is to learn about cryptocurrencies. Because I think it's going to have a little bit of a further decline and would meet up with the 18 average of lows. This is a 4-hour. Yeah, 85. Maybe I should even do 80. No, I could do 82, 83. I'm going to keep it at that. And the final coin would be, let's do Vert and Arc. Vert's got a beautiful pattern. It's actually VTC. Vert. That's green in French. I think I have remembered about between 50 to 75 of the words I learned in French that aren't like le restaurant. Vert would be one of them. This is a very beautiful pattern on the 4-hour time frame. I really like how it supported this 18 average of highs within this area here. And as far as areas in which I'd be looking to sell maybe up towards, you might be able to get away with this. You could even get away with 222-ish area. And the reason for it is because when markets are ready to go, they can oftentimes go. So I got sell orders at around 120 and 220. I'll be sold out in here at 220. Making spectacular gains if it happens, but it's realistic that it could play within the next 3 to 10, 15, 20 days in a realistic price target level. And then let's conclude it with ARC, 1 week time frame. Well, it's trying maybe, but very much a cautionary sign here. Markets oftentimes come back to where they came from. So the market's back to here, but it was also back to there on October the 9th, rallying to the 18 average of highs, correcting very poorly during the middle stages of October, then 2 candle move down, where it's basically resisted it for several days. But notice this 18 average of highs. Resisting, that's fine, but the bottom line is, this is why I said earlier, I don't want it to pull back and give its gains so fast. It's a bearish sentiment. It really needed, after this rally, to hold this previous level of resistance roughly at around 46. It instead resisted it the next day. Now, Friday, all day, just hanging in within the 18 average of lows. Very much a bearish setup, and When I started trading Bitcoin against other altcoins in the month of late February, early March, my plan was to realize that I'm going to have to win in a bear market. And how I would do such is wait for significant legs lower, become a buyer. So to me, roughly in and around this 30,000 handle area is, I think, what would be where I would be looking to buy. But for now, I got to get me some rest. And thank you for tuning in. The 3 videos a day isn't going to be coming to an end anytime soon. You can expect a bunch of videos out tomorrow, possibly a live stream beta test to see how it works. Because for me, as a content creator, I just got to click on this button here and I get started, I guess. But I've never done it before. Don't know if it's going to work, but I'll give it a shot. Should have some time. If I'm feeling up to it, and it's about 95% probability I will give it a shot. As far as time, probably close after lunch, so around 12:30 to 1 o'clock Eastern time I'll give it a shot. But I'll update you more in the morning. Take care. Bye-bye.